Now, you're going to see something that looks a little bit different. This doesn't look like this here because right before we started the training, I started messing around with it and realized that Google Docs has changed a little bit, and so they've changed a little format. But the questions are the same. The questions are the same. People can go through and answer the questions, and then once they answer the questions, I can log into my Google Docs account and actually see what the answers are to these questions. So this is nothing more than a capture page. That's all that this is. It is a form that captures the name and the information from Google. And so tonight on this call, what I want to do is I want to share with you how to create these types of forms so that you can actually go out and start marketing your business. And it gives you a secondary place to market your business if, for whatever reason, you have an idea for a capture page and I just haven't had a chance to do it on the My Econ marketing system yet. All right? So let's take a look. I'm going to close this window out, and I want to just kind of share with you how to go about doing this. Here's some other Google Forms that I've created over the years. But what I want to do is I'm going to close this one out, and I'm going to just kind of start from scratch and show you guys exactly how to get this Google form. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to be logged into your Google account. So we're going to go to google.com, and when you're logged into Google or your Gmail account, right up in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see these little square boxes here. You're going to see these square boxes. We want to click on that. This is your Google Apps. So we're going to click on Google Apps, and it's going to drop down several different apps here. And the app that we actually want to go into is we want to go into our Google Drive. We want to go into our Google Drive account. Once we get inside of our Google Drive account, you're going to see that there are several different things that you can do here. Now, I've created folders here, and these folders help me stay organized so that I've got, different things inside of those folders. What I'm going to do with you guys while we're on the phone tonight, we're going to create a new document. We're going to create a new document. And so what I want to do here is let me see if I can create a test folder. Here's a test folder that I have here. It's called Dummy Test Folder. So I'm going to click that open, and then I'm going to create my document inside of this Dummy Test Folder. So let's go ahead and click on New, and you'll see Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. I'm looking for More, and if I click on More, you're going to see Google Forms. So we're going to go ahead and click on Google Forms. And what you're going to see is you're going to see this new layout, the new form layout. And so the first thing that you want to do is you want to title your form, okay? And so I'm going to just title this, Get a Pay Raise Today. And then my form description is earn $300 to $500 extra per month without asking your boss for a raise. Okay? And maybe I'm going to say learn how to earn. All right, so we've got that down, okay? So now what we've got to do is we've got to start creating some questions here. So the first question here, you see it says untitled question. Do you currently have a job? Okay, we're going to keep this very, very simple. Now, to the right of that question, you're going to see that there's a multiple choice section here. You can either do multiple choice, you can do check boxes, you can do drop downs, you can do linear scales. There's a lot of different things that you can actually do. So for this one, we're going to choose multiple choice. And then I'm going to click on for option 1. It's going to be yes. I'm going to add an option. Option 2 will be no. Okay? Now, we can also set up whether or not these questions are required. So if we click on required here, that will let us know that these questions have to be required as an answer. Okay? Now, the next thing that we need to do is we need to add a new section. This is just one set of questions here. What we need to do is we need to add a new question. So what you'll see here is I'm going to click on this plus button here to add a new question. So I'm going to click on that plus button. Now that's going to give me a new section where I can add a new question. Now, and guys, your form, you're going to need to think about your questions, okay? Now, right now, because I'm doing the training, I'm just flowing off the top of my head. I would put more thought into this if I was really putting this together as a form that I'm going to use. How much did you receive in income refund last year? Okay, and this time, instead of having multiple choice, I'm going to have maybe a drop-down box here. And my drop-down box will be 0 to $500, 501 to $1,000, 1,001 to $2,000, and then I'll do one more. 2,001 to $3,000. Okay, we'll do something like that. That's going to be our drop-down box. Now, again, am I going to require them to answer this question? Yes, I want to require them to answer the question. So I'm just going to click this here, and as soon as it goes purple, that means that they are required to answer that question. So again, I want to add another section here. I'm going to add a third section, a third and final section here. And in this final section here, instead of multiple choice, I want to capture their name and email address. So I'm going to put down here a short answer. And first, what is your first and last name? Short answer. Is it required? Yes. I'll add another section here. What is your email address? And that will be a short answer as well. Okay? Now, I'm going to stop here, and we're going to create this form. But what I want you to see is that if you want them to give you a long answer, that would be a paragraph. If you had a checkbox, that would be a checkbox. The linear scale is like from a 1 to 10. How would you rate from 1 to 10? That's what that is. I haven't used the multiple choice, so I would have to take a look and see what this multiple choice grid is. That's something that's new that I haven't seen before. If you're going to ask them what's the best time to call you, that's when you would put the date in there where they can actually enter a date. Or maybe you were asking them what their birth date was. They would be able to select a calendar and actually give you that information. Same here for time. So I would use date and time for when's the best time to contact you, what date and what time. So what we've done here is we've created this form. Now, inside of this form, there's some other things that we can actually do with this form. We can add photos. We can add an image here. So if I click on Add Image, and I'm just going to take just any image. I'm not, again, I would spend a little bit more time on this if I was, really working this. Let's just take an image here. We'll take this image right here. We'll upload that. And so you can see that you can put images inside of the form itself. Okay, you can put images inside of the form. I'm going to delete that. You can also put videos inside of the form. So I can add a video. Let's do that. I'm going to go over to YouTube and just grab any video off of YouTube. So I'm just going to grab this video right here. We'll copy the address here. I'm going to go back to the form. and I'm going to add a video. And I'm going to put the URL there. Okay? We'll select that. And now you'll see the video is inside of the form as well. So you truly can create a capture page. If you've seen capture pages that have videos and then they have the person's contact information, you truly can create a capture page here using Google Forms. And you can censor that video if you want to. You can put a title on that video. Watch this video. Okay? So you can do all of those types of things. Okay? So we've got the video that's there. Now we can scroll back up towards the top. And what we now want to do is we want to just kind of take a look at what this thing really looks like. And you'll see like this little eyeball here. If I click on the eyeball, it's going to show me what it looks like when a person goes here. So this is what it looks like. This is exactly what the form is going to look like, and they're going to submit the form. Okay, so this can be a form that asks plenty of questions, or it could just be a video with their name and their email address where they fill that in and submit that as well. Now, you may say, well, I don't like purple. I want a different color. You can go up here and click on this little pen here, and you can choose what color you want. So you see the little color palette here. We click on color palette. You can change the colors, or you can add your own image in the header up here. So if I wanted an orange, I want to change this to orange. Now you see the color has changed to orange. If I want to add a photo, I go down here where it has a photo here, and I can find a header or use any of the headers that they already have. So for example, let's just say, I like this one. I'm just going to use this one. I'm going to select this. And now the header has changed. Everything has changed here, okay? If I want to put something up here, without asking your boss. There we go. Okay? And so there is no save button. A lot of people say, well, where's the save button, June? There is no save button because as soon as you type all this stuff in, Google automatically saves everything that you do. So there is no save button. You'll see all of these different things. You can make a copy of this if you want to make a copy of it. Okay? There's a lot of different things. You can add collaborators here. So if you're working with your team and you guys are coming up with different ideas of what you want to do, you can actually do that. So we're going to leave that as is. We can look at the settings here. Who can respond? I want anyone to respond. I want anyone to respond to my form here. So I'm going to change this to anyone. I can also say that you can only have one submittal per person if I click on this button here. I can also give them a confirmation page once they submit. So here's what I'm going to say. Thank you for your response. Someone will call you soon. Okay? And then if I want to share a link with them, then I'm going to share another link with them. Okay? So what I would do here, show response a link to, scroll down. Let's see. I'm going to leave all these blank because you could actually send them to another response, or you can give them an opportunity to go back and edit their response, or they can see a summary of what they've just typed. So you can give them a couple of different options. I'll give them an option to edit their response and see a summary. And I don't need to show the progression bar because it's only 4 or 5 questions, and I don't want to shuffle my questions, so I'll leave that there. We'll click Save on that. That's done. Let's take a look at what this page looks like again. We'll do Preview. There's the preview. I've got a nice header in the background. I've got some really good colors. How much income did you receive this last year? I got a drop down here where they can answer this. Here's their last name. Here's their email address. Here's a video that they can watch. And then here's the submit button. So let me go ahead and fill this out. Yes, I do have a job. I received a refund of this. First and last name, June Collier. Email address, june@junecollier.com. I want to watch the video, then click submit. I've submitted it. Here's the response that they get. Thank you for your response. Someone will call you soon. If I want to go back and look at my previous response or edit my response, I can actually do that. So now that has been submitted. Now, let's just say that you come in and you want to take a look at the responses. So when you open up your Google Docs, you come here because you are the owner of this document. You're going to see that it's going to have questions and it's going to have responses. So all you have to do is click on the link here that says responses, and it's going to show you that you've gotten one response. That one response said yes. And this is the answers for that one response, and there's my name, there's my email address. If more people fill out this form, you will see that it will actually show their responses as well. Let me go through that real quick. Preview this. I'm going to answer this question again. I'm going to say no this time, and I'm going to say that I got 500, and I'm going to say that my name is Minnie Mouse. And I'm going to submit. So I've submitted. Now you come in and you want to take a look at the form and look at the responses. By clicking on response, you now see that 50%, you had two responses. One said no, one said yes. Income received. It now breaks up the responses based on the income that was actually received. And then you have Minnie Mouse and you have June Collier. So you've got your responses with the email addresses here on this particular form. So these are things that you can actually create without you necessarily having to actually wait on me to create a capture page. I've just showed you how to create a free capture page using Google Forms. Now, maybe you don't like this layout. Maybe you want a spreadsheet. If you see what this little button here says Google Spreadsheet, if you click on that, what it's going to do is it's going to create a spreadsheet. And we're going to go ahead and say create new spreadsheet because we don't have one. And now it has a timestamp of when the person answered the question, what their answer was for each question, their name, and their email address. So now you have the responses that's here, okay? And if you ever want to go back and take a look at that, all you have to do, I'm going to close these out, because you may say, well, June, what should I do if I close these out and I don't know how to get back there? I'm going to show you how to get back there. So we're going to just go back to Google. And let's just say I'm in my Gmail. I want to go to my Gmail so that I'm totally out of Google Drive. So we're in Gmail. And inside of Gmail, once I get inside of Gmail, let me let it load up here real quick. Once I'm inside of Gmail, you're going to see that I have my little square boxes up here on the right-hand side. I'm going to click on that, and I want to find Google Drive. So there's my Google Drive. I'm going to click on Google Drive. Now, depending on what you're looking for, I can go here and say, show me the recent things that I was working on. And if I click on that, it's going to show me the recent documents that I've been working on. So let me click on recent here real quick, and you will see that here's my Google Docs right here, get a pay raise. And I know that it's a Google Doc because it's purple. And if I click on that, it's going to open that doc up for me. Let me click on it here. It's thinking about it, I guess. There's my Google Doc. Google Form. There's my Google Form, and I can click on responses, and I can see what my responses are. I can also click on my spreadsheet like we did before, okay? So at this point, what I want to do is I want to open up the floor for questions. And before I do that, because I got one idea of what question you might ask me, you might say, well, how do I know where to send people to? So what you want to do is when you're done creating the form, you want to take a look at the form. So you click on this eyeball up here, the preview. And once you see the preview, you copy this address. You copy that address, and then you go to Bitly and create a short Bitly link, and then that will drive people to this particular form, okay? So what I'm going to do right now, if you have questions, you can hit *6 to unmute your phone to ask a question. There's also a chat feature in the Join Me window where you can actually type in your question. So if you have a question, go ahead and *6 your phone and ask your question. All right. No questions. I'm going to go ahead and unmute the call because I can't believe no questions. All right, the call has been unmuted. If you're in a noisy background and don't have any questions, if you'll mute your phone, that'll be great. If you do have a question, now is your time to speak up.
Hello, Jim.
Yes, sir.
This is Danny giving you a call from California, and this is a question pertaining to our marketing, but it's not pertaining to this specific topic tonight.
Okay.
Would it be okay if I call you after this after this call, or can I give you my number so you can call me?
You can call me after this call. Do you have my number?
No, I don't have your number right offhand.
All right, let me give it to you.
Okay.
It is 678 837 5863.
5863?
Yes, sir.
That's 678-837-5863.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's June, correct?
That is June.
Okay, I'll call you after the call because it's going to probably take a little time.
All right, not a problem. Thank you for that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anyone else on the call that has a question? I know I got one that's coming in the chat room, but since I have the line open, let me see while I got the line open if there's any questions on the line.
Yes, Herbert.
Was that a question? Did I just hear someone?
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. I heard you, but now I don't hear you. Okay, I lost the person. If you're talking, we can't hear you. So I don't know if you're going in and out on mute or not.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. You say that the Google saves the information. Can you edit it in a way?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if you're looking at your screen, I went back to the page, and anytime I want to edit, you'll see this little pencil bar right here. If I click on that, it will now allow me to go in and edit any section or any area that I want to edit. If I want to remove an answer, I click on the X button and I remove that. If I want to remove that entire question section, I can just click on delete, and that entire section is now gone.
Okay, so that you can edit at any time?
Yes, sir. I can edit it at any time.
Okay.
Good question. Any other question that's out there? All right. I'm gonna check my chat box here. It says when you post the Bitly link and it shows the picture, do you delete that pic and always post a pic direct to Facebook? Okay, so that's a good question. So the question was around Facebook. So if I go back here to Facebook, look at this guy. I just posted that, and I'm already getting questions from people about getting paid at the pump. I'm telling you that this stuff works.
Wow.
Donald Davidson. Okay. So I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna close this out. I'm gonna get back with Donald here in a minute. But let me go back to my post there. me go back to the post. There's the post that Donald's talking about. Now, Donald, I'm sure Donald clicked on the link, and he just probably didn't want to fill it out. He wants to get the information right away, so he just kind of pinged me. And you're going to have people like that. So the question was, once I post my bit.ly link, do I need to erase the picture? No. Let's go ahead and keep the picture. Keep the picture and just post your bit.ly link, and then people can click on the link and go directly to the form. Okay? Go directly to the form. And ladies and gentlemen, you saw how quick that was. I posted this 25 minutes ago, and I've already got a hit on it, somebody asking me about this post, because it's so different. Now, why is this important? Let me share with you guys why it's important. I'm going to mute the call again. Give me one quick second here so I can mute this call. So here's why this is important. The reason why it's important is now you can create your own capture page and never have it look like anything that anybody else has. That's powerful. That's powerful. Now, don't get me wrong. We got some really nice capture pages in the MyEcon lead capture system. We got great capture pages. But we've only got about 11 of them right now. We can do more. But it doesn't even matter. If we had 25, everybody would have the same looking capture pages. Now what you have is you have the ability to create your own capture page. You have the ability to do whatever you want to do, be very creative with what you want to do, and you can have someone click on this, and it takes them straight to that capture page, okay? Now, I would clean this up a little bit because my header is too big, and I need to edit this thing to make it look better. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and edit some of this right now. So I'm going to take this header out, and instead of it being a header, I'm just going to make it brown here. So I don't like that color either. Let's make it blue, okay? But what you can do is you can edit this thing so that it looks the way that you want it to look. And now when people go to this page, they can see what this is all about. And they can fill this information out. They'll put their information in, fill it out, and then I'll get back with them. I'll contact them. This is a very powerful thing that I'm sharing with you guys tonight. Very, very powerful. Now, it doesn't have all of the features that your MyEcon marketing system has. You know, with the MyEcon marketing system, you can see who clicked in and when they clicked and what they did and all this other good stuff. But this is a very, very inexpensive way to create a lead capture page. You can add videos to it. You can have people put their email addresses. You can have drop down. You can have radio buttons. You can have check buttons. So this is a really, really powerful tool right back here in Google. So if you're not using Google, you're really missing out if you're not using Google. So let me just kind of show you some of the ones that I've done in the past. So that's getting paid at the pump. We just did the get a pay raise. Let me go back and take a look at some of the others that I've actually done in the past. And I can go here and search for presentation, not presentation, but I'll go here and I'm looking for all of my forms. So let me do this because I don't want to do something and you guys be like, what did he just do? So let's just say that I'm looking for the forms, and I got a lot of documents like I do here. There's a lot of stuff that I got here that I've done, and I don't want to go through all of this trying to figure out where my stuff is. Okay. So what I will do is I'll go up here to the search bar. I'll click inside of that search bar, and it'll say, do you want to see all your PDFs? And if I click on that, all it's going to bring me is all the PDFs that I have in my Google Drive. Well, I'm not looking for PDFs. I'm looking for forms. So I don't see forms here, but I do see where it says more search tools. If I click on that, I'm searching for forms. And I can, if I got a lot of them, I can narrow this down. But since I don't have a lot of forms, I'm just going to click on search. So now what it's going to do is it's going to pull up all the forms that I've created, whatever forms that I've created. So here's a form, get $300 to $500. If I click on that, that takes me to my form. Now this is the old way that it used to be before they changed things. And you guys remember the calendar and the time? This is what the calendar and time looks like. So let me just kind of show you what the form looks like and why they're so powerful. So what I did is I went ahead and got a nice little header here, and the header has some money, and it says get $300 to $500 pay increase. Please complete the form so that a representative can contact you to conduct a free 15-minute consultation to see if you qualify to receive a $300 to $500 pay increase without asking your boss. So I scroll down. They've got their name, their email address, their phone number, their best time to call. Then I ask them, are you currently employed? Do you receive a W-2 or a 1099 at the end of the year? Are you single, married, or divorced? How many children do you claim as dependents? Did you file a tax return last year? Did you receive a refund? How much was your refund? Check all the things that you're interested in receiving information about. Now, you might say, well, June, that's a lot of information. But the reason why I ask that information is so that when I get the answers to this information, I already know if I can get this person a refund or if I can get them an increase in their monthly take-home. Why? Because if they tell me that they got a refund of $2,500 to $3,000, that already tells me that they overpaid in taxes. It already tells me that they overpaid in taxes. If they did not receive a refund, when we have this 15-minute consultation, I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared if they tell me that, no, I did not receive a refund, I actually owed money last year, I'm prepared for that. And let me just tell you guys this. If somebody tells you I actually owed money, I still need to do their W-4 because their W-4 is probably filled out incorrectly. So maybe what happened is the reason why they owe money is because they was claiming a child. Now that child is 19, 20 years old, and they still haven't changed their W-4. So on their W-4, they're still claiming that child as a dependent, but that child has grown up, gone off to college, and now is making their own money and doing their own taxes. So see, we can still help people even if they do owe money. And that's why these questions came up, so that when they answer the questions, I actually can then look at this and say, okay, this is how I'm going to prepare for this call before I even call them. All right, I got a question from Mr. Michael Wright. Can you send me a copy of this form? Okay, I can do it better than that. I'm going to do a bit.ly link so that everybody will have a copy of this form. And repetition is the mother of all learning if you keep seeing me do this over and over again. It's very, very simple. I'll put this bit.ly link in here, create a bit link. I'm going to paste my long URL, and then I'm going to customize it, and I'm just going to customize it $300. That's what I'm going to do, $300. bit.ly/$300. I'm going to click Save. That's already taken. Okay. Let's say $500. Let's save that and see. One second. Wow, that was taken as well. Okay. 300 to 500. 300 to 500. Let's see if that one's not taken. All right. And I'm glad that happened because, see, sometimes the bit.ly link that you want is already taken. So the bit.ly link is bit.ly 300 TO 500. So that's 300 TO 500. bit.ly 300 to 500. If you want to see what those questions were that I asked, you can go and get that form and see that form as it is by going to bit.ly/300 TO 500. So that's bit.ly/300 TO 500. And if you click on that, that's going to take you to that form, and you will see all of the questions so that you can use that in any forms that you want to create for yourself. All right. Thank you, Michael, for that question. All right. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So if there's some more questions, you have the chat window. What I want to do now is I want to move on to another section, and I got about 15 minutes to train on this. I want to move to another section that I was hesitant in teaching you guys because it can be a little advanced, but hopefully I can teach it in a way that it makes it easy and that you guys can grab it real quick. Okay. So what this tool is that I'm going to share with you, it's going to help you. It's going to help you with your marketing online. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to close out some of these windows here.